Okay, so Block Inc. is making this massive commitment. We're talking about integrating Bitcoin payments using the Lightning Network across basically all their Square merchants. That's like 4 million businesses by 2026.
It's huge. And it really feels like a strategic gamble, doesn't it?
Totally. They're not just dipping a toe in. They're actively trying to push Bitcoin beyond just being, digital gold sitting in a wallet.
Right. Trying to make it actual everyday currency you use at the checkout.
Which is why we need to dig into this.
Exactly. We need to unpack, I think, two key things. First, the financial upside for the merchants themselves. It's pretty dramatic. And second, the two enormous roadblocks getting consumers to actually spend Bitcoin, and then this messy business of U.S. taxes.
Let's start with the merchant benefits, the money part, because that's the hook, right?
It has to be.
Square's usual card fee, it's around 2.6% plus 15 cents, give or take, for tapping a card.
Standard stuff.
But the pilot programs Block ran, they're suggesting Lightning could cut those fees roughly in half, maybe down to like 1.3%.
That's immediate savings. For a small shop running on tight margins, that's significant. Real profit back in their pocket.
But you're saying the cost saving is just the start.
Oh, yeah. The operational side is maybe even bigger. Think about settlement speed.
Right. Card payments take, 2 or 3 business days to actually land in your account?
Exactly. Ties up your cash. Lightning, it's practically instant. We're talking final settlement in seconds, maybe less. Huge boost to cash flow.
Okay, faster money. What else? Fraud must be a factor.
That's the next big win. Bitcoin payments are push payments. The customer sends it.
Meaning
They're irreversible.
Yeah.
No chargebacks. That whole nightmare of fighting fraudulent claims or dealing with returns, gone.
Wow, okay. That alone is massive for retailers.
It really is. And Block's smart about the volatility, too. They instantly convert the Bitcoin to U.S. dollars for the merchant.
So the coffee shop owner gets exactly $5 for the $5 coffee. They don't have to worry about Bitcoin's price dropping a minute later.
Precisely. They get the exact USD amount, zero exposure to Bitcoin's price swings. It de-risks it completely for them.
Okay, so Block seems to have built this perfect little system for the merchant. Fast, cheap, secure.
Pretty much. Frictionless on their end.
But here's where it gets tricky, right?
Yeah.
The customer side. Why would you spend Bitcoin?
The paradox.
I mean, if you believe Bitcoin is this amazing appreciating asset, this good money that's going to the moon, why spend it on coffee when you can spend your regular dollars, the bad money that's losing value to inflation?
That's the HODL mentality, and it's a huge psychological hurdle Block has to overcome. Why spend your investment?
And if that wasn't tough enough, there's this other hidden iceberg. Taxes.
The compliance nightmare. Because the IRS doesn't see Bitcoin as currency.
Right, they classify it as property.
Property, like a stock or a piece of art or real estate.
Wait, so every single time someone buys that $5 coffee with Bitcoin?
It triggers a taxable event. Actually, 2 for the merchant receiving it.
2.
First, they receive ordinary income, the $5 value, when they get the Bitcoin. Second, when Block instantly converts that Bitcoin to dollars for them, that's a disposition of property. That triggers a capital gain or loss, even if it's held for milliseconds.
Oh my God. So the merchant has to track the exact value when they received it, the value when it was sold milliseconds later, calculate the tiny gain or loss for every single transaction.
Yes. They need the fair market value, the cost basis, potentially fill out forms like 8949 or Schedule D.
That sounds completely unworkable for a small business, a food truck, a local bookstore. The paperwork alone would kill any savings from lower fees.
You absolutely nailed it. It's prohibitively complex, which is why Block isn't just offering Bitcoin payments.
They have to offer more.
They have to offer what they call the full Bitcoin for business stack. Think automated reporting, tax calculation tools, the works. It's not a nice-to-have feature, it's table stakes.
So the tax tools are essential just to make the payment option viable.
Absolutely. They need to make the compliance invisible and automatic for the merchant. Otherwise, this whole thing is dead on arrival.
So looking bigger picture, Block is placing this incredibly strong bet on Bitcoin itself, the asset, becoming a mainstream payment method.
A high conviction bet, yeah. They're betting on Bitcoin displacing traditional rails. Compare that to, say, PayPal or Robinhood.
What are they doing?
They're focusing more on stable coins, like PayPal's PYUSD. They're betting on the technology, the blockchain, but using it to make the existing dollar system faster and cheaper.
So a less radical approach, optimizing fiat, not replacing it.
Exactly. It's a much more pragmatic, less disruptive path than Block's aiming for.
Okay, so Block has done the hard work on the merchant side. The tech is there, the cost savings are there, the risks are managed.
The rails are built.
But the whole success of this massive project boils down to whether you, the listener, the consumer, actually decide to break that HODL habit and start spending your Bitcoin on everyday stuff.
It all comes down to consumer behavior now.
Yeah.
Which leads to, I think, the really critical question hanging over this whole thing.
Go on.
We just established that seamless automated tax compliance isn't optional. It's mandatory for this to work for merchants. So will the eventual cost of providing that essential compliance stack, the software, the reporting, everything needed, end up eating away at that initial 50% fee saving?
So the very thing needed to make it usable might negate the main reason merchants wanted it in the first place.
Potentially. What will ultimately drive adoption for merchants? Is it purely the lower initial cost, or is it the promise of completely painless compliance, even if that eats into the savings? That's the multi-million-dollar question for Block's bet.